There are many different islands. One island is a country with beautiful high mountains, big empty beaches, lonely rivers. Another island is a country of stories and music. Many famous musicians and writers of the English language are Irish. Ireland's largest lake is Lough Neagh. Its longest river, the Shannon, is 260 kilometers long. It goes through many small lakes and two large ones, Lowry and Lough Derg. Most of Ireland's mountains are near the sea. They are not very high. The highest is Carrantow, 140 meters in the southwest. At the Cliffs of Moher in the west, you can look 200 meters straight down into the sea. The Giant's Causeway in the north is made of strange rocks 2 meters tall with seed size. On the Aran Islands in the west, most people speak Irish, not English. Life has changed very little here in 100 years. In the north and west of Ireland, there are hundreds of flowers in the green fields, and there are wonderful beaches and lakes, called lochs in Ireland. It is hard to farm here because of the rocks and mountains. In the centre and east of Ireland, the land is good, and Irish milk and meat are some of the best in the world. Farming is one of the most important jobs in Ireland. Some of the best horses in the world come from Ireland. People go to watch horse races in many Irish towns, and in Leighton, north of Dublin, there are horse races along the beach every September. Thousands of years ago, the Celts came to Ireland from western France and northern Spain. Some people in Ireland speak the Celtic language called Irish. 100 years ago, Irish was nearly a dead language, but is popular again. They can listen to the Irish language radio station, Radio na Gaeltacha, and watch Irish language television on TV4. Finn McCool was a famous Celtic fighter. He knew everything about the world by eating a fish that knew everything about the world. There is currently an Irish band called Finn McCool. Celtic games like hurling and Gaelic football are very popular in Ireland today. In 401, some Irishmen saw people over time. One of these people was Patrick, who was only 16 years. He worked on a farm with sheep, and when he was 22, he ran away to France, where he learned about good from monks. In 432, he went back to Ireland to teach the Irish about good. The Irish kings listened to him, and he built an important church in Armagh. 100 years later, Ireland was one of the most important Christian countries in Europe, with beautiful churches and monasteries everywhere, with pictures of Saint Patrick. The Norwegian Vikings came to Ireland to steal the beautiful and expensive things from the churches and kill the monks. Because of this, the monks built tall round towers beside their monasteries. You can see these towers in Irish villages today. One of the most interesting Irish monasteries is on Scoilin Michael. It is an island in the Atlantic that has 240 meters high, and in bad weather no boats can get there. But some Vikings came to Ireland to stay. They built towns by the sea, Dublin, Cork and Limerick.
A thousand years ago, Ireland had many kings and they often fought each other. In 1536, the English Church changed from Catholic to Protestant, so England was a Protestant country, but Ireland was still Catholic. An important event is called the Siege of Derry. In 1801, the Act of Union made Ireland and Britain a country with Parliament in London. Catholic Irishmen want to change the Act of Union and Protestants want to keep it. Poor Irish farmers and their families had nothing to eat. Thousands of them died, and many more went on ships to America. When the Irish people came to America, they lived in big cities like New York. Every year on St. Patrick's Day, thousands of Americans marched through New York and remember how Irish people died because there was no food. The British government decided to give Ireland an Irish Parliament. Many terrible things happened, like on Bloody Sunday, on Bloody Friday. In 1998, the British and Irish government met with Sinn Féin and the Ulster Unions. Together they made the Good Friday Agreement. This agreement said the Catholics and Protestants must work together in the government of Northern Ireland.
Dublin is the most important city in the Republic of Ireland. The River Liffey runs through the center of Dublin. Rumors say that the famous black beer is river water. You can visit the Custom Building, the O'Connell Bridge. You can also visit the post office and the last church in Dublin, St. Mary. Let's not forget the famous statue of Molly Malone. Cork is the second largest city in Ireland. The Vikings attacked a monastery and started to build a city. It has a wonderful port of ships. Currently, ships and planes leave from Cork all over the world. Londonderry. London's English Protestant built a city here. There was a small monastery along the River Foyle, but they were built in the 17th century. Today, you can walk around these walls. In the last weeks of October, many people come to celebrate Halloween. There is music, a theatre party, and a great paradise. Galway. Galway is located at the mouth of the Corrine River. Here the Irish language is very strong. It's a center for Irish music, song and dance. Close to here you can visit Connemara, with beautiful lakes and wild mountains. Waterford. It was the first city in Ireland. In the same way, the Vikings built their city in 914. It's famous for its glass and for the boats that were built. There are beautiful beaches and mountains to visit. The Irish love stories, and many writers were born in Ireland. For example, Jonathan Swift, with his book Gulliver Travels. James Joyce, he wrote all his histories about Dublin. His friend Samuel Beckett won the Nobel Prize for his work in the theatre. His most famous work is Waiting for Godot. Most people in Ireland love music. People sing in pubs, everyone has fun. Actually, many things changed in Ireland. Almost 50% of its population are young. Today, the church is important to everyone. Two of the presidents of Ireland were women, Martha Robinson and Maru Malice. Ireland is part of the European Union. It is no longer a poor country. Many people come to Ireland and build factories, and others to look for jobs. In Ireland, there is more crime than before. Every year there are protests, but most don't want fighting and fights. The people want to enjoy life. The three most important words in the Irish language are 100,000 welcome,